to the Psychic News Network. Happy summer! It's here. It's arrived. I have stuff everywhere. I have my mock pina colada. I have watermelon. And I have you. Welcome. Let me know how you're doing. Happy first day of summer. Here we are already. Let me adjust my light a little bit. How's everybody doing? Let me know how your day was. I kind of feel like it's Friday, but it's Wednesday. Solstice party. We're here. Get your drink. This is like coconut milk and lemonade. And we got big questions already. Did Durham steal secret documents? Well, look at that. A relaxing day. All right, so I decorated. See my decorations? Maybe I'll do this so you can see them. I didn't light the candle for Betty Bunny over there. She looks a little lonely. Hotter than hell downtown Phoenix. Oh, stay cool. It's cool here. It's not hot. It's more like 70s, low 70s. Anyway, let's get to the news. Let's take a look at some cards. Alito took a luxury trip. Are we surprised? 90 degrees in Michigan. Wow. I should count my blessings. I'm fortunate that it's not that hot here. So let's get into the news, shall we? I had a busy day, so I'm not really up as usually. I'm very, very current on the news, but I know that I just watched a little bit of a Hakeem Jeffries clip. I guess they're trying to get rid of Adam Schiff. I cannot see. They're trying to censure Adam Schiff. What happened? Doesn't it look nice? Thank you. I don't know what happened. I'd wear the sunglasses, but it's kind of hard to read the chat. They're not, see if I can do this. I can kind of see like this. Does anyone know what happened with Adam Schiff? Dark me, yeah. We love this summer too. Western Maryland, nice. Darren's in Western Maryland. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on with Adam Schiff in terms of how are they faring. We need for Hakeem Jeffries to be Speaker of the House. We really do. Get my little pineapple. Yes, we really do. We're going to take a look at Adam Schiff. The future for Adam Schiff. This is kind of working. I have my 2 pairs of glasses on. He was censured. Okay. And also, Kathy is in the chat, and I think I have the settings so I can invite you on, but let me check real quick. I hate to do this. Hang on. I'll be right back. So what I was wanting to do was get Kathy in on the chat, but unfortunately I don't know how to do it. So, sorry, Kathy. But if you want to just give us a little bit of censured for his part in impeaching Trump, let's take a look at that. If you want to give us a little bit of info about the solstice today, we know that the sun is now in Cancer. We'll figure this out for the next time. Really disconcerting about Adam Schiff. Really disconcerting. And the sun is now in the sign of the United States of America. I'm getting a sense of a comeback. So just in the interest of being able to see, I'm getting a sense of a comeback for Adam Schiff. I'm getting a sense of a comeback. The Hierophant is saying that, yeah, okay, so, all right, so I'm reading on Adam Schiff right now. Republicans were able to push the censure through. That's hard to say. All the Republicans involved should have everything about their votes and records put out for all to see. I completely agree, and that's coming. Adam Schiff is going to be okay. The Six of Cups is coming up, and that reminds me of January 6th. These people, sorry about the heat in Texas. I must be brutal. The people that were involved in the insurrection have it coming to them. The people that are in our government that were in on the insurrection have it coming to them. You heard it here. Also, I have the Hierophant, which indicates the Constitution. The Constitution will be held, will be stronger. I keep going back to what the guides told me about Trump. Trump is showing us where our weaknesses are in our Constitution. Trump being the evil person, the evil, I won't go into all the names, but Trump being as evil as he is, and as criminal as he is, and has been, and the amount of crimes that he's committed against the United States is just mind-boggling. The outcome ultimately down the road will be we are being forced to strengthen our democracy. So this is the ugly stuff that's going on right now that we're seeing. So thank you, Kathy, for accommodating me. Motivating instigation energy wired to walk our talk and turn ideas into action. See, I like it. I like it. That's our astrology report in a nutshell. And Kathy Beale is our resident astrologer. We've done Spirit Talk podcast shows about the astrology of all these yahoos that are really causing problems in the United States. We're going to get through this. Yeah, so all the Justice Alito took luxury fishing vacation with a GOP billionaire. Who is the billionaire? It seems like it's a different one. Hey, Damon. I do my best to be accommodating. The Constitution is going to be upheld. I am not worried about that. We are going through the ugliness. Yeah, we're going through the ugliness. Well, see, what the Republicans are doing is they're pissing the majority of the American people off. They really are. Damon's claiming he's the billionaire. They're making so many of the American people angry. These Republicans that are fascists in disguise. So there's a new acronym. FID. The FIDs. The fascists in disguise as Republicans. They're making the American people so angry, especially women, and just so many people are so angry. But what they're banking on is that they will suppress the vote. They're banking on voter suppression. So the billionaire is Paul Singer, who's taken his friend Alito on very luxury fishing vacations. I'm sure they're not really doing a lot of fishing. But what the Republicans, what the party of fascists is doing, fascists in disguise, the FIDs, not the feds, the FIDs, the fascists in disguise. They're banking on suppressing the vote so much that it won't matter that they've pissed everybody off. Yes, 20 on Tuesdays, yes. This past Tuesday, we did a guided meditation. I forget because I kind of channel the meditations. And we focused on the Supreme Court. Damon says Maine is on his bucket list. Go to Maine. Maine is awesome. They banked on gerrymandering last election. They did. And it didn't turn out so good for them. Barbara, where you been? Barbara's asking, did Trump legitimately win in 2016? No, he did not. Russia interfered. And we're finding out more and more and more. Thomas, let me shove some watermelon rind where the sun doesn't shine and Mick Marshmallow. McCarthy. Oh, we did do it again. Thank you, Terry. So on 20 on Tuesday, speaking of the Supreme Court, we did a guided meditation, and that was part of the guided meditation. Watermelon. I'm going to apologize in advance that I'm going to be all over the place because we're having a party, okay? So just try to follow. I'm going to try to follow too. All right. The United States Constitution will be upheld. We'll be okay. We all need to be involved. The Supreme Court, a long time ago, maybe a year ago, maybe longer than a year ago, I said that I saw Joe Biden appointing 3 new justices to the Supreme Court. We got Ketanji Brown Jackson, 2 to go. It's a wild watermelon Wednesday. I love alliteration. So, the other card that I got about Adam Schiff. Oh, I have 2 6s. That's, okay, what the Republicans are doing right now, the fascists, are they're trying to hide that they were involved in the insurrection. And the Constitution is going to win. It's going to win. It's going to win. It's going to win. Yes. Cheryl agrees. I'll drink to that. It's very quiet here today. What's going on? The seagulls are not making any noise. I wish I could hear you all. Let's see how Adam Schiff is doing emotionally. He's pissed. Oh my gosh. I said that about 5 times. I hope it's not a swear word. Adam Schiff, how are you doing in the face of this? The guys are saying it's what he expected. Yes, the seagulls are in awe of the turning of the wheel. Yes, we have lots of reasons to be optimistic. I want to remind you all. You'd all be talking at once, yeah, if I could hear you. That's true. So I tell people that don't like that I am reading the chat and doing the readings. It's like a party. How Adam Schiff is doing. Actually, Adam Schiff is feeling like people have his back, and that's good. Oh, we got to talk about George Santos tonight, too. The House just won Schiff the Senate seat. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Damon is asking, can I see the ocean from my office? Yeah, if, I could if I went to a particular location in the building. Yeah, I could. That's right. It's the next street down. The fishing wharf is the next street down. And there's a fish truck where they sell fish that comes right off the boat. It's awesome. Anyway, how Adam Schiff is feeling. He's actually feeling very supported. And the 7 of coins is like he has a contingency plan. And I can't see Russia from my house, just so you know. And the Ten of Cups. I actually feel like in the long run, this is going to help Adam Schiff. He's a very smart man. Let's ask if he's going to win the Senate seat. And I love Katie Porter. Adam just has more experience. Is Adam going to win the Senate seat? That looks like a yes. So he's going to be okay. But right now he's he's fed up with the cult. We're just going to keep calling it what it is. It's the cult. Who's eating watermelon? I'm going to read on Hakeem Jeffries. Damon's eating watermelon. Gloria's eating watermelon. And Damon's fed up with the cult, and we're all... Terry's eating watermelon. We all went shopping for watermelon today. Betty's eating nothing. Well, get with it. We're having a party. We're having a solstice party. Make a mock pina colada. This isn't bad, actually. We're going to read on Hakeem, and Thomas is having ice cream. What kind? Rainbow 65 is eating cherries. Hakeem Jeffries. How's he feeling? Hakeem Jeffries, there's a lot of people in our government that are heartbroken at what's happening. This is hard. To see these idiots in prominent seats in our government for the amount of time and money that they're wasting with their incessant, it's like they have OCD with the lies. Hakeem Jeffries is feeling very heartbroken by that. Very heartbroken at what they're doing. The sixes keep coming up. January 6th keeps coming up. The Queen of Cups. This represents, I'm asking about Hakeem Jeffries and how he's doing. Hakeem Jeffries talks to Nancy Pelosi a lot. There's another white kitty. I'm not even noticing the kitties. I don't see a white kitty here. Are you hallucinating? What are you drinking? Hakeem Jeffries, the people that are having to be subjected to this abuse of our nation from the House of Representatives, from the House of Fascists, are very upset. But they all know that January 6th indictments are coming. They just know. I keep on picking up that they know. And Hakeem is talking to Nancy Pelosi quite a bit. So Hakeem's doing okay, but this is heartbreaking. Kathy, our astrologer, is saying that we're making her hungry. Well, get something to eat. It's a party. You know, if you were coming to my house, I would feed you all. Because I love doing that. And I'm making homemade manicotti the next day or so. For the big Sicilian festival that's happening here this weekend. So, Hakeem Jeffries is very, very upset, but I think Nancy Pelosi, let's ask the pendulum about Pelosi. I just feel like he talks to her a lot. Is Hakeem talking to Nancy? Yes. Strong. Yeah, manicotti. I make really good manicotti. From scratch with crepes. And Cheryl's having edibles. You're having edibles? Right now? Thank you for sharing. Is Nancy Pelosi reassuring Hakeem Jeffries? Is she reassuring him? Yes, she's reassuring him. Now, think about it. Betty finally got something to eat. I'll take a photo of the manicotti. I have photos of the manicotti in my phone right now as we speak. I don't want to waste time and look for the pictures, but I might. Pelosi is reassuring Hakeem that we can do this. We can save our democracy. And I just keep on getting that they kind of know that indictments are coming. They do. They know this. So I'm kind of proud of my decorations. I might take a photo of this too. I spent some time today. I even blew up some balloons. I should have put one on Betty Bunny's head. Let's take a look at how Jack Smith is doing. I was kind of tuned in to Jack Smith, to his energy, just clairvoyantly today, and I feel like he has a good clip going. He's hitting his stride. Damon likes manicotti. Love manicotti. I love making it, and I love when people appreciate it. And I make it with the crepes. I don't buy the noodles out of the box. Canada is also cannabis friendly. Now we're talking about cannabis. Peppermint iced tea hits the spot. That sounds good. I like mint chocolate chip ice cream. Is Jack Smith about to drop indictments involving Bedminster? I did. When I tune into Jack Smith, I feel like he feels like he's hitting his stride. I feel like, we always talk about how he's a triathlete. Thing about racing is once you hit a stride, there's no stopping you. Are we ever going to ban lobbying? That's going to be a long time. It's going to take it's going to take a long time to stop lobbying. Like 8 years. I mean, that can change. Time is hard to predict, but let's take a look. Will we ever eliminate lobbyists? I'm getting a yes on that. Sissy, I already answered that question. We spent a lot of time on the whole Titan submersible. We spent about 10 minutes on that the other night, so you'll have to watch that. I don't want to go into that energy because it's really disturbing, and it doesn't look good for the submersible. But the guide said it happened fast. It happened fast. There's just, in terms of the submersible and all that, I mean, there's no way a human could survive those conditions. Yeah. Okay. I'm reading on Jack Smith. Always blessed. Also on Monday, I did a long, so a couple of people are asking questions that I kind of did a deep dive, excuse the pun, the metaphor, because I was just talking about the submersible and the Titanic. I did a kind of a deep dive into what was going on behind the scenes, why the DOJ waited so long, and I also talked about the missing tour, just on the topic of the submersible that they haven't been able to locate. I don't feel like they're going to locate it for a few weeks. Things get lost at sea. I mean where I live, there's like fishing boats have vanished and never returned, and so that's like on the ocean, under the ocean, 10,000, 12,000 feet below the ocean. It's going to be really challenging. But anyway, when I think about that submersible, what comes to mind is the Challenger explosion. And that's all I can say. But anyway, months. It will be weeks before they find any trace of the submersible. And I can't even imagine what they're going. I mean, I mentioned the other night, it's not far from where I am. It's right offshore. Not right offshore, but it's this latitude, almost. But, there won't be any tours to go see the Titanic anymore. Yeah, it's right off Newfoundland. I'm reading on Jack Smith. But if you want to know more about Merrick Garland, why there was such a long delay, and you want to know more about the Titanic tour, it's all on Monday. Yeah, it's 900 miles from us. It's not far offshore. So maybe that's why it's so disturbing to me too, is it's not that far away. But they're gone. Yeah, they're gone. And I don't mind you asking the question at all. I just want you to know that I did cover it. And you can go back and watch it if you want. You have a Titanic museum there in Nova Scotia. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. They need to sage smudge the House big time. You mean the House of Representatives? Meanwhile, Jack Smith knows that he's dealing with a bunch of fools. Jack Smith is finding it very challenging, but Jack Smith loves a challenge. This is the card that I say, and I've mentioned this before. I'm using a different deck, but I've mentioned this before. The Five of Wands always makes me think of something like a marathon, where it's a hard slog and it's challenging, but it's worth it. He knows he's dealing with professional Aquarian have an orange cello. I've heard of limoncello. I haven't heard of orange cello. That sounds good. Jack Smith knows that he's dealing with a bunch of fools. And he's kind of... I feel like Jack Smith could use a little bit more judges and prosecutors. And let's take a look at that. I feel like he really is in need of more prosecutors. Oh, I'm gonna... Betty's mentioning the Jim Jordan today. No, I can't wait to catch up on the news. And Trump does keep confessing on TV. Oh my gosh, have we not talked about that? We haven't talked about that. Because that Brett Beer interview on Fox was going on while we were doing PNN. While we were here. And then I got wind of it afterwards and my mouth dropped, my jaw dropped to the floor. And it took a long time for me to close my mouth. Really amazing. So... Does Jack Smith? Yeah, Jack Smith can really use more prosecutors. Trump just keeps confessing all over and over and over again. Yeah, send lots of love and light to Jack Smith, lots of appreciation, but also intentions that he has more prosecutors to help him. I mean, yeah. I'm going to ask a little bit more information about Jack Smith. Because that Two of Swords was there, and it looks like he's in a little bit of a holding pattern at the current time. Remember, Trump sold our top secrets to our foreign enemies. Did anyone catch what I just said? We have a new person that joined us. Welcome. Selling secrets is the theme of the next indictment. I'm going to ring the bell whenever you give us a doozy there, Kathy Beale, since I thought I could get you on, but I need to do some more research. We're going to have Kathy on live, kind of like a Zoom thing, but, you know, it's technology. Jack Smith is protected, yes. I'm just reading about how he's doing, because right now I feel him a little bit in a holding pattern because there's a lot of work that he has to do, but more than that, there are threats. There are threats. Did you catch a troll? Journey away from difficulty. The sixes are all over the place tonight. I have a feeling we're going to hear something soon as I look at the Chariot. Hey Glenn, it is a great day for America. It's always a great day for America. Let's just stay positive. So I'm just asking for further information about Jack Smith because I got that Two of Swords and it was like something in a holding pattern. But not for long. It's like the guides are giving me the sense of a dam about to break. Metaphorically speaking. So the Six of Swords, Jack has a lot on the January 6th, with all the January 6th evidence against, people that were there that are now in our government. The Page of Cups. There. This is spelling an indictment. This is spelling indictments. And the Chariot is pretty quickly. Let's ask how quickly. Jack is fine. Don't worry about Jack. Trump is in a narcissistic collapse. That makes sense to me. Like, even though I don't know from a psychology professional standpoint, what that would mean, it definitely makes sense. Indictments, yes. Yes, indictments. I see indictments, Kathy. I do. And she sees it astrologically. And are the indictments coming? I keep thinking it's Friday. It's only Wednesday, and that. I think I keep thinking it's Friday because we have on Friday Night Live. I like to think of it as more of a party because it's Friday. I can pretend it's Friday. Are indictments coming this week? Okay, are indictments coming next week? Are indictments coming the week after next? What's the week after next? The 4th of July. Yeah, I bet Mary Trump knows what narcissistic collapse is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's looking like... Well, I already got the answer, Betty. I know, there's a delay. The week of July... Oh, and Eileen Cannon surprised everybody and set a trial date for the 15th of August. Are indictments coming? I'm going to just ask again. Are indictments coming the week after next? I'm getting a yes on that. Through the whole interview, yeah, 45, yeah, kept sniffing. It was ridiculous. Kathy's having dinner tomorrow night with someone who knows Donald Trump. Yeah, you'd mentioned that before. Do tell. I can't wait to hear. Maybe by Friday I can figure out how to get you on, Kathy, to do the astrology report. I'll work on it. I was kind of busy today. Oh, Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene are feuding on the House floor. I could totally see them. Couldn't you? I could totally see Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert in a knockdown brawl on the House floor. Oh my gosh. I can see it so clearly. I'm wondering if it's going to happen. Are they actually going to have a... Oh my gosh! Hello? Get the mud pit. Oh, big celebrations in Gettysburg. Yeah, man. How many years? I have to do the math. How many years it's been since the Civil War? I'm going to read this to you. Definition of narcissistic collapse is an intense emotional reaction experienced by a narcissistic person. When they sense a setback, it can lead to withdrawal or vindictive behaviors. That's from Always Blessed. Thank you. Yeah, I've been concerned and I've been speaking a lot about his vindictive behavior. Remember, I keep saying that Trump's energy is murderous. Like, as in, if he had the opportunity to murder somebody, he would. He almost got his vice president murdered. It's not a stretch, right? Yeah, I heard the story about the mashed potatoes. Look up Trump and mashed potatoes. It was an incident that happened when he was a kid. So I'm getting, is it the week of July 4th that we'll see? I'm getting the week of July 4th. I keep checking. And I'm getting that Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene are going to have a knockdown brawl fight on the House floor. I'm actually going to read on that. Because it just makes me laugh. Or Marjorie, yeah, it says they're going to have a knockdown. I could totally see it. They're that crazy. And they're that frustrated and angry. I mean, you really, yes, many died from COVID. A lot of people died because of Trump. You need to, Damon can't wait for the fight. It's going to be more than a cat fight. It's going to be more like a, I probably shouldn't tell you this. When I was in high school and people drank a lot at parties, that would happen. That would happen. All of a sudden, people would be too drunk and there'd just be a brawl. I've also been known to break up bar fights, and I'm not a bartender. So what I'm doing is, yes, high school. It's a little rough. Where I grew up, it's kind of rough. Anyway, it's all good. So the question is, will Marjorie Trader Green and Lauren Boebert have a knockdown fight on the House floor? Vicky likes my decorations, thank you. I gave it some thought. And if you were here, I'd blow up a balloon for you and give it to you. Like back in high school girl fight, that's why I'm mentioning it. It won't be a battle of wits, you are right. And on that I get the fool. Yeah, they're so foolish, they would do that. Kathy McDonald's eating Lay's chips and strawberry chocolate ice cream. Ooh, that sounds delish. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, they would have a knockdown fight because that's how foolish they are. The death card comes up and the 5 of coins. They're destitute. MTG and Boebert are destitute. And if they keep going at it, they're done. I'm not from Brockton. What are you saying? Because you had more fights in high school in Brockton? I never got in a fight. I always played nice. It would be funnier than watching the wrestling. Will it end their careers? It won't end their careers. That won't be what does it. Will the indictments end their careers? Yes. Yes. And what's happening is as Jack Smith is getting closer and closer, and they're getting, somebody's mentioning about the narcissistic breakdown. They're all breaking down too. People were scared of Betty. She never had to fight. Kathy was bullied in high school. Did you fight back? Bullies are insecure. Terry's wondering if Boebert will whip out her gun. I got the death card. But the death card doesn't mean death. I can't read on that. Isn't Gettysburg haunted? Of course. Of course it is. I've been to Gettysburg. It's very haunted. Very haunted. I love everyone's sharing. Somebody's having limoncello gelato. Yum, yum, yum. You're reminding me. I have my mocktail here. Cheryl hung out with the nerds. I kind of did too. Kathy got bullied in high school and she beat them. She fought back and got suspended. Oh well. Just be glad it's over. Tomorrow we find out who gave Santos bail money. Let's take a look at that. Somebody was asking. I feel like who gave George Santos the bail money is connected to a foreign enemy. And I've said Russia. From the beginning, I said that he was connected to Russia. Glenn was tackled on the football. Yeah, I get Russia. Yeah. I get Russia. How many? How many people posted bail for George Santos? I've been seeing like 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3. 3 people posted bail. Oh, I said 3 people, and then I look up and I see 3 people. All Russian. I think they were all Russians. Yeah, so people are asking if Gettysburg is haunted, and I know Gettysburg is haunted. We're all 3 that donated to bail George Santos out. Were all 3 Russians. No, they weren't all 3 Russians. George Santos's, whoever, Pinocchio's days are numbered. Was it one Russian? Can we have two Russians? Or is it two Russians? It was two Russians. All right, who was the third one? Is one Bolivian? Oh, that's a good question. Was one of George Santos's Pinocchio's donators from Bolivia? I would say Brazil, right? Bolivia? No. Brazil? I'm getting Brazil. Interesting. You read that Melania and Barron left for Europe? I don't know. Did Melania and Barron go to Europe? Did they head to Europe? Yes, they did head to Europe. Oh, Brazil, yeah. That's funny. Because it's the limoncello, the orangecello. Yeah, I got Brazil. I got two of the people who donated to Pinocchio's bail have Russian connections, and one has a Brazilian connection. Is Pinocchio going to be unseated? Is he going to lose his seat? Yes. Pinocchio is going to lose his seat. Melania is not staying around. Is Melania going to file for divorce? Is Melania going to file for divorce? Oh, absolutely. Did Santos use campaign funds for bail? No, I not really. I think most of it, no. It might have, some of it may have been campaign funds. Now the pendulum is going crazy. Oh, we can look at Melania's chart next time. Interesting. Did Pinocchio also use campaign funds to post bail? It's giving me the runaround, so that's kind of like indirectly. It's kind of indirectly. Is it traceable? Is it traceable? Yes, it's traceable. Indirectly, Pinocchio used campaign funds to post bail. Crazy. Speaking of spirits lingering, because people are talking about Gettysburg being haunted and different places with, historic kind of tragedies being haunted. I mentioned on Monday with the submersible that they can't find under the ocean that went to look at the Titanic. Trump's Health, we'll take a look at that. I really get strong. It's kind of like don't tempt fate, and when it comes to energies and like catastrophic events in history, you don't really want to hang out, or you don't want to really be where a huge tragedy happened, especially the magnitude of the Titanic. So the vibe of the Titanic, it kind of contributes, from a psychic perspective, from an energy reading perspective, the energy around the Titanic is catastrophe, right? Did you see what happened when I said catastrophe? I said catastrophe and the beach ball and the ice cream cone fell off of my wall. The battlefield, you can still hear cannons firing and guns fired. Anyway. Yeah, the Titanic, that's an energy that the Titanic has, is the energy of absolute catastrophe. There's no way. Did you see that? As soon as I said catastrophe, my decorations just fell off the wall. We are not alone. Sarah is asking if I think that Trump will have a heart attack. Is that what you asked? Oh, Ghost Adventures have made a special on Gettysburg. I'll look at that. I'd like to see that. Is Trump going to have a heart? I think that Trump has already had a stroke. Yeah, that was crazy that those fell as soon as I said catastrophe. We're not alone, I'm telling you. Anyway, we might read a little bit more on that, on the Titanic thing. Let's see. Is Trump going to have a heart attack? I get yes. Yeah, I think he already had a stroke. Yeah, I think he already had a stroke, and it was a while ago, and I noticed, it's maybe 6 months ago. Remember when Trump was having trouble picking up his water glass? Yeah, okay. Has Donald Trump had a stroke? Yes, that's a very strong yes. Yeah, okay, he's had a stroke. Has he had more than one stroke? Has Donald Trump had more than one stroke? He's had more than one stroke. Has he had more than 3 strokes? No. So he had 2 strokes. People can have mini strokes. Yeah, he did look like that. We had talked about that before. Yeah, people can have mini strokes, absolutely. My dad's had mini strokes. Is Trump going to have a heart attack during campaign season? Yes. Kathy said the same thing. We don't see him on the campaign trail. Glenn's saying a big medical word that I don't know. That's out of my realm of knowledge. Trump's health will keep him out of jail. I've always seen that too. Mental and physical, because I've always seen him in a wheelchair at the end, friendless, penniless, clueless, and that's his kind of like karma. And under house arrest, yes. So Sarah, is that what you got too? Because she's asking me about Trump having a heart attack, and I got yes, and apparently she did too. Yeah, mild strokes just in small areas of the brain. Since we're talking about him, let's just read some cards on him. So Pinocchio, it looks like 2 people connected to Russia and 1 connected to Brazil got his bail, made bail for him. And indirectly, he used campaign funds. And actually, I want to read on Pinocchio one more time before we go to Trump. I want to read on his fate. George Santos, his fate. I keep getting the fool today. Honestly, this is like the third or fourth time I've seen Brazil coming for him, for Pinocchio. I've seen that like months ago. And I'll check the pendulum too. The fool, as far as Pinocchio goes, it's going to be the moon's coming up. I'm asking what's going to happen to him. The fool, he's been an idiot. He's already been indicted in Brazil, and I've seen Brazil. You know what? I just see Brazil showing us how it's done when it comes to Pinocchio. The moon, the sun is in the sign of Cancer now, starting today on the summer solstice, which is America's birth date. We're Cancerian country. And the moon indicates, I think that Santos is going to be out during this Cancer time. Sometime within the next 4 weeks, right? Trouble coming for sure. And the King of Wands. Oh yeah, it's clear. What Santos did is clear. It's clear. What he's done, it's just like, it's just black and white. You can't deny it. It's undeniable evidence. Undeniable evidence. No, Trump didn't inject bleach to heal his COVID. He had the best drugs possible. Let's read on, as I'm fanning the cards, I'm thinking about how ridiculous the party of fascists have been looking. But we're going to read on Trump right now. What's going on with Trump right now? Because you know what, I'm kind of reflecting on the Hunter Biden thing and how stupid the Republicans are looking. We're reading on Trump. I see Trump at his clubhouse really trying to keep himself busy. Really, what Trump is doing in his clubhouse, he's in Bedminster, I believe, is trying to keep himself busy and he's trying to convince himself, okay, like this reminds me of clips I've seen of Mar-a-Lago when Trump walks into the room and everybody's having dinner in the dining room at Mar-a-Lago. When he walks in, he wants them to stand up and applaud. So I'm asking how he's doing right now, and where I get, he's trying to gather people around him, it kind of makes sense. Trump is needing to, many strokes can cause dementia, that's interesting. Trump is needing to convince himself that many people love him and still want him around. Glenn, I don't even know what you said. You're apologizing, but I don't even know what you said. But apologies from Glenn. It's a very bad allergy day, I agree. I was running a little bit and I was like getting dizzy. It was nice out though. Okay. Oh, hi Ireland. Thanks for staying up late to be with us. We're having a summer solstice party. Thank you, Terry, for looking after the money for me. Okay, so the Three of Coins. Yeah, I got this the other day about Trump. He's trying to build something, just like he's trying to rally people around him, but it's just not working. And the Eight of Wands, he's still looking for lawyers. Trump can't find lawyers. I don't know who he is right now. Do you guys know who his lawyers are? Because I'm getting that Trump is trying to get people around him to make... Oh, thank you for the donation, Sissy. Much appreciate. The clock is chiming 8. Wow, time flies. So Trump is trying to get as many people around him to be fans, to show their adoration, which is what he does anyway. Oh, Trump's new deal in Oman. What's up with that? What's up with that is, we'll get to that. What's up with that is I wasn't surprised at all, not even a little. Blanche and Kais. Okay, so I'm seeing Trump looking for lawyers. That Three of Coins is like, he's on shaky. He doesn't have a lot of stability when it comes to legal stuff. Are Blanche and Kais still his lawyers? No, I'm getting to know. I don't get okay, is Blanche, let's do one at a time. Is Blanche still his lawyer? Yes. Has Kais left? I mean, obviously, yeah. Oh, it looks like Kais bailed. It looks like Kais bailed. Yeah. Yeah, okay. He's having trouble building a case for himself. Let's ask about that property. I'm doing my best to remember what I heard thus far. The property in Oman? Saying that wrong. Oh, thanks, Sissy, confirming what I read. Oman. Okay. Can somebody just brief me a little bit? Is there a deal for him to build in Oman currently? Well, I got the Kais resigned. So he's only left with Blanche. guys are giving holistic advice to somebody who's not feeling well. You're so sweet. A deal to build in Oman. His name is all over the billboard. So that's something that he's planning. Yeah, the Republicans do keep shooting themselves in the foot. That's for sure. Is that deal in Oman going to happen? No. No. It's not going to happen. So when you say it's in place, do you mean they've started building? Is that deal in Oman going to happen for Trump, I should ask? No. No. I don't even know how Trump thinks he's going to get the money. Every time I read on Trump, I read that he's broke. I think it's time for a watermelon break. What do you think? I don't see it happening. Trump's presidential pension paying for his attorneys? Oh God, that would be awful. Is Trump taking money from his presidential pension to pay for lawyers? Yes. You guys are so kind. Somebody wasn't feeling well. I didn't catch it, but you're giving lots of remedies. So far, I bet watermelon's a good remedy for anything. I'm getting he's using money he shouldn't be using for his legal fees, Trump. Somebody asked if it was, time for an ad. Thanks for reminding me. Is Trump using grift money for legal fees? Absolutely, that's strong. Oh, he's sending emails for donations for legal fees. Oh, yeah, I get it. There's serious grifting there. Serious grifting. We're past the halfway point. We're only at the halfway point. We're going a little longer tonight, I think, because we're having a party. We're having a solstice party, and it's still light out, so I feel like it's earlier than it is. Do I think Melania and her son will come back? No. It's commercial break time. Some of you have booked readings, so I appreciate it. Maybe my commercial's working. It's a little messed up. These whiteboards, they rub off really too easily. But anyway, take time for my commercial break. It's just my stuff. Happy solstice. Spiritual summer school. I'm going to have spiritual summer school. Provided I get a minimum of 10 people signed up. It's going to start on July 8th and go through the 3rd, all on Saturdays for 90-minute classes. Covering all kinds of topics, learning how to do what I do. Send an email to AnnetteDion7. I should have written that down. AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. If I write it here, it's probably going to smudge. AnnetteDion7. You can remember @gmail.com. Okay, if you're interested in signing up for Spiritual Summer School, I think I have 6 people signed up. I need 4 more minimum. Okay. Grassroots of Democracy. We meet tomorrow night. We have, every single week, we have a discussion group on Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. On Saturday, we have a work session from 4:30 to 6. This is all stuff that I do. This is volunteer. Save our democracy. Join us. And we also do 20 on Tuesdays, a guided meditation for a healed America, every single Tuesday. These things happen every single week. We don't take a break. We might take a break for the 4th, but we'll see. Anyway, grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Church of Spirituality. Your life will get better, even if it's good. It's going to get better if you watch Church of Spirituality. I promise you. I swear. Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time live stream, and you can watch them anytime after that under the lives on my YouTube channel, right here. I'm doing tarot readings, and I'm also doing tea leaf readings. Oh, I forgot to get the tea ready. Betty loves the church and the songs. We're going to have to skip the tea leaves tonight because I forgot to. I was doing too many things. We'll do that on Friday. PsychicAnetDion.com is where you go to book a session. I've been doing readings for 3 decades. And I'm really good. So, Kathy likes the whiteboard. There's a little glare. Readings can include, but are not limited to, mediumship, past lives, basic astrology, tarot, of course, life path, dharma, and more. And it's really great. And I'm also a spiritual life coach, and that's on my website too, PsychicAnetDion.com. 20 on Tuesdays, I did tell you about that, every Tuesday at 7, followed by a discussion of the Church of Spirituality sacred readings. Watermelon seed readings? Maybe. And Kathy is she has a testimonial up there. Yeah, the readings are just, there's so much information. And I love doing spiritual life coaching. I've watched people's lives change for the better right before my eyes, and I'm so humbled and grateful, and it's with great humility that I watch people go from having a tough time to having an much easier time. So I appreciate all of you who join me for the work that I do. And I will go back to the cards in a second, but I think I just dropped. You know when you have a marker and you drop the cover? All right, I'll get it later. Oh, here it is. And that was the bottle drop, which is part of my show. What technology is used for readings? Phone or FaceTime? Or we can set up a Zoom for you if you want to do that. Ba-boom, 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 woo-woo! I bet they're busy tonight. It's going to be a busy week here where I am. And I just ordered a sandwich board today, so I'm going to actually be seeing people in person for readings too. All right, meanwhile, it's interesting. Actually, there's a lot of good things that are happening. And I was just about to say hi, Hunter, and Hunter is having a Saturn return. I thought he was just 53. Thank you, Gloria. I thought that Hunter was only 53. Do I have that wrong? Because Saturn return is more like 57, 58, 59, isn't it? Maybe it starts earlier. It's fascinating to me how much the fascists, well, I'm not surprised, but how stupid they are. And Kathy's looking up Hunter Biden's chart now. I mean, the fact that he was held accountable, Hunter was held accountable for getting, purchasing a gun, I don't know what kind of gun, but purchasing a gun when he was under the influence. Can I just say, what about the people going around with AR-15s shooting up, murdering children? I mean, it's gotten to the point of pathos times a million. Anne's more goofy than usual. It's okay, we're goofy. I mean, does it look like a serious setting here? Come on. No, most people don't get charged for what he did. I mean, and then they're like, well, he paid his taxes late. Is it me? Is it just me? I see a new sticker. Welcome to the Magician. Oh! Are my memberships up? Wait a minute. Oh, I have to ring the bell. I didn't think we got that set up, Terry. Oh, what a lovely surprise on the solstice. Yeah, breaking news, the House votes to censure Adam Schiff, but actually, it's not Schiff, it's Schiff, S-H-I-F-F. We don't want to call him Shift because that's what Trump called him, Shifty Schiff. But we already read on that. We thought that had already happened, and we read on Adam Schiff's, how he's doing, and that was a little bit earlier. Anyway, apparently we have the join button up, and you can have you can join the memberships. And next time, I guess I have to go over what you get if you're a member when you join. So much to think about. We're gonna read on Hunter Biden. I mean, it's laughable. It's laughable what he pled guilty to. That the Republicans are making such a big deal out of it. How's Hunter doing? I just want to mention that I did see, and I didn't get to listen to the whole thing, but Texas Paul from Midas Touch has his own show. I'm pretty sure he's still on Midas Touch. I don't see why he wouldn't be. But he has a long show. Oh, that's okay, Kathy. I mean, we did read on that, and you said like it was breaking news, so I don't know if maybe we got it wrong. That it hadn't actually happened yet, but it was this afternoon, I think. I don't know where the membership button is. I'm sorry. It should say join. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't know why I have a frog. Needed some pineapple. So the crimes that Hunter Biden pleaded guilty to these crimes, right? And anyway, Texas Paul has a video where he talks about what happened to Hunter Biden. He was 3 years old when he was in this devastating car crash that killed his mother and his younger sister. And anyway, Texas Paul did a pretty good show about it, and I'm looking forward to listening to the rest of it. But Maria's saying it's sad that he was held accountable for some rather minor offenses when others have not. Let's take it to the next level. It's very revealing. It's very revealing. It's very revealing. Welcome to the Magician. I have to remember what I offered. I have to remember what I offered if you join. It's written down. If you become a member, you get good stuff. I'll tell you more about that on Friday. So I'm going to read about Hunter. So check out Texas Paul. Because he did a show and it's almost an hour long. On Hunter Biden. He has PTSD from being 3 years old and losing his mother and being in the car accident. The Republicans are rotting from the inside out. I read that first and I thought it said rioting. You're on your phone, no join button yet. I'm not sure how it's happening. Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden, he's hurting, but he's used to being in emotional pain. What a shame it is that the fascists have no compassion whatsoever. Damon's telling a fib. He's saying if you become a member, you get free manicotti for a year. Oh, that sounds like, what a great gift. So Hunter Biden, he's keeping a low profile, but he's glad that it's over. And Hunter knows what they were doing. Hunter knows what the fascists were doing. Hunter knows what's going on behind the scenes. And the word Russia comes to my mind when I'm saying that. Yeah, shame on the GOP going after Hunter. So Maria was just saying, that's terrible, but look at the comparison. What about Trump's kids? What about Trump cheating on his taxes? What about Trump paying a total of $700 in taxes over how many years? I mean, honestly, it's about perspective. Welcome, Laura. Tweet Scotchy is going to join when she can. When I figure it out, I'll let you know more about memberships. It's exciting. So Hunter knows a lot about what's going on behind the scenes. I think his father probably filled him in on it. Right now he's kind of, he's trying to keep his head together. He's probably attending meetings or something, Hunter. The United States is rallying around Hunter. Most people that have compassion are rallying around Hunter. Now, think about how many people either suffer from addiction and are in recovery, or suffer from addiction and are not in recovery, Think about how many families have people in their family that are struggling with addiction. I mean, and look at Don Jr. Look at Donald Trump sniffing away and during that interview. Oh my God, it's amazing. Hunter's gonna be okay. I kind of feel like, you know, Kathy was saying he's in his Saturn return, Hunter is, but I kind of feel like the worst of it is over. Damon, what kind of cheese do I use in the manicotti? I use ricotta cheese and I use Parmesan. The fresh stuff. Yeah, you're wrong about the Saturn return because it's later, right? But I feel like the worst of what he's going through is over. Kalani, look up manicotti. Many Saturn aspects to Hunter's chart right now. So it probably kind of mimics the Saturn return, but it's a little early for his Saturn return. I'm going to read on America. I'm going to read on America. Thank you for filling people in on how to become members. I need to educate myself a little bit better. And thank you for all the helpers. And for all the people that say thank you when I am busy. In my psychic mind, doing psychic work. What are y'all drinking? I'm having a mock pina colada. Oh, manicotti doesn't do that, Damon. Manicotti makes you feel good if it's good manicotti. Yes, and Glenn, I make manicotti. I make the crepes. Not the store-bought pasta. Excuse me. There's a lot of pollen out there, I can tell. Cheese doesn't like you? Yeah, I don't think that non-dairy cheese would be very good. Laura's drinking lemon water. Kim's drinking a Corona. Gatorade Zero. You feel Jack Smith is setting precedents for prosecuting the Trump offspring? Yes, I do too. We're going to read on the United States of America. And while I'm thinking about it, last 4th of July, I did a live vid, and what I did, oh, peach tea, that sounds good. Last 4th of July, a lot of you probably weren't with me. I did a channeling. And what I did was I channeled our founding fathers. I should go back and watch that. So I'm going to do that again on the 4th of July, which is a Tuesday. We might not have 20 on Tuesdays that day. I think I'm going to do another channeling instead of doing our 20 on Tuesdays, just for that one, for the 4th of July. The wildflower wind was there. I'm going to do that again. All Kalani drinks all day is coffee. Well, you live in Oregon. I always think you live in Hawaii. Oregon has good coffee. So yeah, you can put your suggestions up who you want me to channel on July 4th. Probably be during the day. It was really good. Tweet Scotch. Wow, you guys were really, I'm impressed you were here. I've known you all a long time. The United States of America. I'm going to read for the United States over the next year. Yes, a lot of people said happy solstice. Yes. Absolutely. Oh, so several of you watched the channeling from last 4th of July. I like to do channeling. It's a kind of a different brainwave state than this. Yeah, okay, I'll do it again. I have lots of votes for doing that again. And I did do Martin Luther King Jr. too. And I think I did Ben Franklin. I'm pretty sure I did. Going back to the topic of Hunter. He hired a top-notch lawyer. He's already sent a legger to Marjorie Taylor Greene to cease and desist. Good. Good. We're reading on the United States. We have reason to be optimistic. I'm reading on the United States, and even though we're on shaky ground, we are rebuilding. Jack Smith was Washington, George Washington. I read on that. It came to me. I did John Kennedy. I channeled John Kennedy. I didn't channel Elizabeth Hamilton. I might do that. I did do Ben Franklin. Yeah, we'll do that. Not next week, but the week after. Okay. So I'm reading on the United States and how we will fare over the next year. The Ace of Swords is great strength and great power. I did read Ruth Bader Ginsburg too. I did channel her. And I channeled Abraham Lincoln. Now you're making me feel like I want to go back and, I'm glad that wasn't my drink. I'm going to go back and see what I said. Bye, Kathy. Thank you for your help. We'll sort out the live on YouTube thing with the two of us. Paul Revere would be good. So anyway, the United States, we will... Great strength. Great strength. Four of Wands. We're going to feel more united again. I know it's hard for us to believe that right now, but we are. And what I'm going to ask about right now, channel Yankee Doodle. What I'm going to ask about right now, this is about the United States. We're going to, over the next year, our democracy is going to be stronger. We're going to feel more connected, and the Ten of Cups means we'll have lots to share with one another. This is kind of about Joe Biden's, plan for the economy. It's going to be we'll be rocking it here in the United States. And a lot of that, a ton of that, has to do with Joe Biden. Has to do with the Inflation Reduction Act. Yeah, you'll have lots of time to give me your suggestions about who to channel. I do feel like the United States is coming back. It's just a matter of time. I have watermelon juice on my cards. Because of what he's done. Because of what Biden has done in a year. Like, for instance, how about I-95 in Pennsylvania? They're going to rebuild it in 2 weeks. A job that usually takes... Remember I-95? It collapsed because the truck exploded underneath the bridge? Nikola Tesla, you want me to channel? I could do that. I heard he was a really isolated man. So things will get better. They will. Let's ask this. Will that be because a lot of, will it also be because not only the infrastructure, actually happening, and jobs, and manufacturing here. Betty saw the future and it was beautiful. Is part of it that the fascists will be out of our government? Somewhat. Somewhat. Will we have a more uniform message in the Democratic? Yeah, the Democrats will have more of a uniform message. That's really strong. That's really strong. Will it have to do with Trump being found guilty? It's not going to have to do with that. I'm asking about what contributes to this positive energy I feel around America. It's not so much that Trump is found guilty. Is it that a majority of the American people really learn what's really been going on? Do I think Joe Biden was a pope in his past life? Anyway, just to continue with what, I'll tell you what I think about that. It really looks like the American people are going to have a more unified message, and it looks like the Democrats are going to get our messaging together. Americans don't want fascism. Americans don't want fascism. We don't have to think that they do. Okay. So somebody's asking about Joe Biden and a past life. Did he have a past life as a pope? What I've read on him is a past life as royalty. But I didn't really think about pope, but if the royalty felt like he was part of the royal family, like, you know, the UK is a royal family. It felt like, you know, many years ago. Was Joe Biden ever a pope? No, I'm not getting that he was a pope. A pope? Joe? No. Damon says. There is a glow. There's a light. Joe Biden, there's some kind of, I can't describe it. It's like, to me, I think I called it a big fat angel before. Is Joe Biden being guided by angels? Yes, absolutely. And the guides just said he's in the White House. And there are angels in the White House. How about a monk? Was Joe Biden ever a monk? Was he ever a monk? I'm getting a yes on that. That makes sense. Yeah, he does have a lot of light. Not your average Joe. I like that. That used to be the name of a restaurant. Yeah. Okay, you can feel free. Buffering? I'm not buffering here. I fixed that, I think. St. Francis of Assisi, No, Dr. Wayne Dyer was St. Francis. He claimed that one. Buddha related? I mean, we can ask. Was Joe Biden St. Francis? I don't get that. Philadelphia has a lot of contractors and everything was fast-tracked on that bridge. For that bridge, those spans are only about 50 feet or so, still very quick. So yeah, extremely quick. I mean, the way that I looked at it, what if Donald Trump was in office and that bridge had that horrible accident with the truck blowing up under the bridge? What if Donald Trump was president? Do we think that would have happened? What's Laura saying? You'd love a channel session with Nixon? You were his ambulance attendant years ago? Really? Oh my gosh. You know what I feel about Nixon was he just went down the wrong track. He just went down the wrong track. Okay, Archangel Michael. Somebody wants to know if Archangel Michael is the angel that I see around Joe Biden. Nope. I'm not going to channel Nixon. If Trump was in office, we'd be owned by Russia. Yeah. Remember I did my poll I told you about on Monday? I did a poll on my community page, and I said, given the opportunity, do you think that Trump would hand our American democracy over to Vladimir Putin? And I got 99% of the people said yes, which was really telling. And then the other day I checked again, and it had changed, and it was 100% of the people said yes, given the opportunity, Donald Trump would hand over American democracy to Vladimir Putin. 100%. That was my poll. Is Donald Trump going to stay in the campaign till the end? No. I had to ask. Who do we think? If it's not Trump, you're still asking about what I feel around Joe Biden, because I'm talking about a big fat angel around Joe Biden. I feel like it's his deceased wife and daughter. Is it his daughter? Yeah, I feel like it's more, they feel like angels, but they're his family members. Trump doesn't have a brown nose for nothing. Who said that? Lois. Irish royalty. We're just going back and forth on some questions. So was Joe Biden Irish royalty? Yes. Remember the reception he got? You remember the reception that Biden got in Ireland? Yeah. It was way better than he ever got here by a mile. Trump is and was open to manipulation from all the dictators who pretended to like him. So let's get one thing straight. Donald Trump would hand over our American democracy to Vladimir Putin in New York second. So if you think it's not important to get everybody on board saving our democracy, let's think about it. Before we go tonight, I wanted to bring this up that I saw an interview with Amy Klobuchar, and it was on the Commonwealth Club. If you go to Commonwealth Club, listen to the interview with Amy Klobuchar. It's quite good. And in that YouTube, it's a Commonwealth Club. They're interviewing Amy Klobuchar. They had the little tech issues at the end, but it's very good. And what I want to point out to you is Amy was talking about the 2020 inauguration and what it was like in the aftermath of the attack on our Capitol and how we had to pull things together for the inauguration. And what difficulty, how difficult what we had just gone through after the insurrection, 2 weeks later. We were like in a wartime trauma, and how everybody wanted Joe Biden to be inaugurated, to take his oath in a bunker. And what they had to do to get to a point where Biden and Kamala decided, amongst other people, a lot of them wanted them to do it. I wanted them to be in a bunker on Inauguration Day. I was scared. And to just listen to Amy Klobuchar talk about that, she was in charge of the inauguration. She had all kinds of horrible, her husband almost died from COVID. She had all kinds of disruptions in her family that were really tough. I think Amy Klobuchar might have lost her father at that time, or right around that time too. When you really think about what we went through in 2021, I think I said 2021, after the insurrection, what we went through, that hasn't been the focal point of the American citizenry is mind-boggling. That we just, as a collective nation, after the insurrection, the Capitol's in shambles, there was graffiti, there was smashed glass. They had to do what they could to kind of cover that up for the inauguration. We had military, it looked like a war zone. Snipers on top of all the buildings. We need to think about that, because it's been whitewashed away. It's like we were in a battle and we made it through, and it's like between the fascist Republicans saying it was a tourist visit and it never happened. It's really incredible. It's really incredible. So I invite everyone to revisit that moment through the eyes of Amy Klobuchar when she goes into great detail about what that day was and what it symbolized, that we got back up, that they got back in and they certified the election. It's amazing to me how we're not even remembering it. We're not even talking about it. Just amazing. So before we go, I'm going to actually read on that. I'm going to read on, are we ever going to open our eyes or continue to be blinded to what danger we were in and how we were able to be victorious in the end? Somebody was asking, is Vladimir Putin alive? If you haven't been following me for very long, I've been saying for months that it's not, the Vladimir Putin that we see is not the one that was in office when Trump was in office. It's a different, he's got lots and lots of body doubles. Will Paxton bring DeJoy down also with him? We'll take a look at that. So, gosh, I keep getting this Fool card. The fools have it coming to them. So I was just talking about after the insurrection, the inauguration and everything, what's the aftermath of all that we've been through. I keep getting, the fools are going to be held accountable. Yeah, it's true. Somebody's saying Thomas Obama getting elected enraged the white supremacy and forced them to come into the light. So I'm reading about America post insurrection, and what we're going to see, we're still hurting, but the Fool card has come up about 7 times tonight. Sissy, I've answered that before about the pipe bombers. Hang on. And the Ten of Swords. The insurrectionists in our government will suffer. They will. They cannot hide. They're trying to hide. They're trying to hide behind all these heinous, distracting stories and lies. Let's see. In terms of what the role of Trump has been, think about, I've mentioned this before, I'll mention it again, because I was talking about the insurrection. The insurrection happened on the Christian holiday of the Epiphany, and Epiphany means revelation, seeing things, sudden insight, epiphany. And what happened was literally the evil domestic terrorist extremist groups were exposed. They were exposed. They're out there with the cameras and everything. They were exposed. They're all over the surveillance camera. They were exposed. And a lot of them have been put away. And I'm just noticing that it got dark. And look how pretty the lights look. You can't see the S so much. So it's Ummer. The darkness is being exposed, and that's why it's so ugly. Laura, I'm so designing a door hanger that says "Do not disturb." I'm watching Annette Dion on PNN. Thank you. I appreciate it. Since I forgot to make myself tea to read the tea leaves, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 community cards. And if I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry, I just kind of ran out of time. But I'm back on Friday, and we will have another party. And I'll probably leave the decorations up. And Abbott and DeSantis, just because those 2 evil people are on my mind too. Ron DeSantis is done. He's done. Kevin McCarthy is done. And we can look more into that on Friday. They're a boil on the backside of democracy. Thank you, Gloria. It's a pleasure to be with you. Yes, it'll still be summer on Friday. Party Friday. Yes, we always have a cycle. That's why I kept thinking today was Friday, because I made the party out of the solstice. It's worth celebrating. We wait a long time in New England for the warm weather. Warmer weather. Not too warm. 3 community cards. But just so you know, I mean, I feel like Abbott and DeFascist are going down. And somebody asked if Paxton, just real quick, if Paxton being impeached affects DeJoy. I don't know the connection there, but let's just ask, will it affect DeJoy? Yes, it will. I'll have to read into. There's so much news that it's just really hard to know all the news stories. So for the next couple of days, there's going to be a lot of activity on the legal front. In a couple of days, it's the anniversary date of overturning Roe. I did see in the tea leaves the other night. Thanks to the wrenches for helping. In the tea leaves the other night, I mentioned that I saw a lot of legal action being taken against these abortion bans. And then it was really, Moonchild, don't worry, DeSantis is going. I really do see a lot of legal action being taken, and that was before I saw the news and saw that is happening. It's ramping up. So with the abortion bans and the 1-year mark of women's rights and health care being stolen away from us, I do see a lot of action on that front, fighting back. So we will see a lot. Oh my gosh, I just see legal news galore, legal news galore, legal news like in the next couple of days. A lot of legal news. And the Nine of Wands, things getting burned down metaphorically speaking. So, the guys are showing me like the concept of a healthy forest fire. A healthy one. Not a wildfire, a healthy forest fire. Making way for new growth. What are you talking about? And later the Kavanaugh movie to be revealed. I don't know what happened with those movies. They were already written. So it's not the writer's strike. So, sorry, I got preoccupied by the chat. Thank you, Terry, for taking care of that. That was a heinous thing that person was saying. It's like, whoa, that's not one of my followers. It happens, but, you know, it's an occupational hazard. That's what I have for you tonight, but before I go, I want to please ask you to please hit the thumbs up. Please, subscribe if you haven't already. I will be back on Friday for Friday Night Live. And yeah, the news is making your head spin. Yeah. Imagine how it feels to a psychic who's reading the news. It's very fun, but it's a lot. It's a lot. So I have to have my mock pina colada. Thank you for joining me for the summer solstice party. It was so fun. Yeah, there was a brief troll that was slain immediately because you guys are so awesome. Please subscribe and please book a reading. psychic@dion.com. And I want to remind you that I am going to have Spiritual Summer School if I have enough interest. Just send an email to AnnetteDion7@gmail.com to let me know that you're interested in Spiritual Summer School. You'll get a certificate at the end. It's always fun. Thank you, and I love you so much. Namaste. Take good care of yourself and happy summer solstice. See you Friday. Bye.